and welcome, Lynx here, and we are continuing Sakura Forest Girls 2. To be fair, I planned not recording tonight and stream some Genshin, but I did not realize that today is the maintenance day as well, so yeah, luckily enough I grinded quite a bit during the day. And now, it's Sakura Forest Girls 2 time. Let's get to it. The next morning. Also, there's a little bit of dust here, sorry.
Oh no, I don't believe this.
Ari sits on the edge of the bed, still attired in her underclothes, which seems kind of possible as clothes. Her auburn curls are rumpled after spending so long asleep, and she looks distinctly out of sorts. Her eyes are wider than goose eggs, and her face is bright red.
Did I really cling to you last night, Aiyana? Yes,
Aiyana looks every bit as flushed as Ari is. She presses her fingertips together coyly and looks at her knees, her eyes half-lidded.
You were clinging quite hard. In fact, as for I were a pillow. It was rather difficult to get any sleep as a result of your affections.
Also, yes, that's water on the side.
Affections? What sort of affections? Oh, it was nothing too bad. You did not touch me in any particularly strange places. It was all quite chaste, but
just hugging, basically. Come on, guys. This is a for work channel. Aiyana shifts awkwardly up on Ari's luxurious bed. She, like Ari, is in her underclothes, which, as well, can be passable, easily passable as normal clothes. A few strands of white hair escaping from her messy pigtails. There are dark purple bags beneath her eyes, which attest to a sleepless night. There are some under mine too, to be fair. It's true, I don't sleep a lot. Not gonna lie. I feel like during the week I sleep like 4 to 5 hours. And from time to time I catch a nap. Okay. That is very unhealthy, by the way. Please don't follow my example. Anyway, there are dark purple bags beneath her eyes, which attest to a sleepless night. I wonder how much rest she got, with Ari's ample bosom pressed against her. I can say myself, since I did eventually doze off. I had quite a nice night. Ari's bed is incredibly comfortable, but the same cannot be said for my dear friend. A little bit more than a friend, but...
You were awfully insistent, Your Highness. You insisted I call you Ari, and you refused to let go of me, so I begged. I thought of pushing you away, but I thought that would have been rude. Left with no other option, I could only lay there as you embraced me. It was not unpleasant, but it was unexpected. I'm not accustomed to sleeping so intimately with others, particularly not princesses. My heart felt like it was going to burst off my chest. You still look a little flushed. Are you sure you're right, Aiyana?
I lean in, then press a hand against Aiyana's forehead.
I think you might have a bit of a temperature. Thank you for your concern, but I should be fine. I'm not sick, just sleepy. My spirit should be restored if I get a bit more rest tonight. Oh dear.
Ari heaves a heavy sigh.
I cannot apologize enough, Aiyana, for my impertinence. I was not conscious of my actions. Had I been more aware, I certainly would not have clung to you so. It is not at all fitting behavior for a princess. I shall try to restrain myself next time.
Next time? Interesting.
That is all right. I know you did not mean any ill by it. I promise not to hold a grudge.
I feel like those freaking headphones are really messing with my glasses here. They are so... whatever.
Really? You aren't just saying that to placate me, are you? No, I'm being sincere. You've been a gracious host in many aspects. I could not take against you over a trivial matter such as this. As for me, I'm a little jealous. I didn't get involved in the action. Jealous of whom exactly?
Wait, Aiyana for being hugged by you. So, I assume this means we would like to hug Aiyana. You... jealous of you... Wait, stop. I'm jealous of Aiyana because she was being hugged by you. I'm jealous of... Fuck. Which one is it? I would like to hug Aiyana myself. That's the answer I am after. First one.
Aiyana, of course, for being hugged by you. I know I wouldn't complain if you'd been hugged.
That's not the answer I wanted. You for hugging Aiyana.
You for getting to hug Aiyana all night. I want to cuddle with her too. It's not like I did it on purpose. I really wasn't aware of my actions.
Ari pouts, her cheeks pink.
Phew. I'm glad you do not seem to be too perturbed by my impropriety, at least. Your reassurances have soothed me, but my shame lingers still. I wish you had never witnessed so unseemly a side of this side of my character.
I would probably lose my mind. I'm a jealous type of person.
I must work on my clinginess. I cannot allow myself to be a burden. As a princess, I should be more mindful of others, people's feelings, and of my own appearance. You sound like you've got a lot to worry about. They do indeed, but that is the price one must pay for being born into a luxury aside. My worries are quite petty, really, compared to those who most scrounge to make ends meet. Now, enough of this subject. I would like to put it behind us, but before that...
Ari blinks at Aiyana, her expression hopeful. Hopeful of what?
May I make one further inquiry of you? Yes, Your Highness. What is it? I was wondering... You did not get much sleep last night, did you? Not particularly. Well, does this mean you were watching me asleep? Awkward. I did not mean to stare, but... Yeah, I suppose I did. There was little else for me to look at all night. I beg your pardon, it makes me uncomfortable. No, it's fine. I didn't give much choice in the matter. I'm the one who should be begging your pardon. So,
Arito is showing with a lock of her auburn hair.
You did not notice anything, Ari, when you were watching me, did you? Such as what? It's embarrassing to spell it out, but did you catch me behaving in an unseemly manner, unsuited for a princess?
Aiyana ponders for a few moments, one hand beneath her chin, before responding. You were drooling quite a bit. No, let's see.
Not particularly. Oh, thank goodness, that is a relief. You did snore quite a bit, but that is nothing too unusual. Yeah, does that when she sleeps too.
Ari's eyes widen. She stares at Aiyana, her face on fire. Then, with a loud cry,
I can't believe you heard that. That's really embarrassing. Ari, I'm a failure of a princess. I'm so stupid.
I bet it was that bad. I bet it was not that bad. I've heard some monstrosity when it comes to snoring in my life. When I was younger. Like, dude, my father is capable of snoring so much that basically the walls are shaking. Like, how in the world? And of course he refuses to, you know, fight with that. Because there are ways, right? But, yeah, whatever. At least I don't have to hear that anymore. I mean, he's still alive, right? But, you know, at least I don't have to hear that anymore. Anyway, the day begins to pass in a blur, following my night spent in Ari's tent, but little else of note occurs. Maia, Aiyana, and I remain in Ari's village, as we promised we would, until the rain summoning ritual can be commenced. Maia spends much of her time in her tent, channeling her powers for the ritual, and Aiyana is kept busy brewing potions to cure Ari's frequent headaches. Which technically we haven't seen yet, we just were told about them. Anyway, meanwhile, I'm tasked with hunting for food, because that's what I do. Yes, hunting for food right now is quite a harder task because, you know, if I were to go shopping, I would go late, as one of the stores was open until 23:30, which is 11:30 p.m. in case you don't know. And I loved it like that. You know, you can freely go, basically nobody around. You can wander however you want. Basically, maybe, you know, I didn't go at that late hour, right? I would go like 10:30, 22:30, for those using correct clocks. Yeah, and there was nowhere out. You could freely wander around. It was awesome. Empty store, basically. Awesome. I really don't like going there when there's a lot of people, basically. A crowd of people. You know, you don't have that kind of calmness walking through the alleys. I don't know what it is about, but yeah. Anyway, I set out every morning, my trusty spear in hand, and creep through the undergrowth looking for prey. I soon discovered during my hunts that there aren't many wild animals around these parts. They are in shockingly short supply. Perhaps because the rivers around the village are so dry. The trees don't bear much in the way of fruit, and even the grass itself looks dry and withered, all yellowing at the tips. Basically how it looks in House Flipper in my case, because I don't have the Garden DLC. It doesn't take a genius to discern how devastating the effects of the continued drought have been on Ari's village and its surroundings. Pickings might be slim, but I don't give up. If anything, this encourages me to put even more effort into my hunting. The people of Ari's village are hungry, they need sustenance, and I'm determined to help them. I'm surprised they haven't thought about moving somewhere, to be honest. If there are any morsels of food to be found, I'll ferret them out. It is this determination which leads me, one sunny morning, to a deer grazing among the bushes. Sorry, Bambi. This is the first time I've seen a deer during my hunts. I can see, even from a distance, it's a hefty animal with a lot of meat on its flanks and rump. Letting such a catch get away would be a monumental waste. I don't think I would be able to forgive myself. Such a clumsiness.
Focus, Yaya. You can do this.
I mumble under my breath, my fingers curled about the hilt of my spear.
It hasn't noticed you yet. You just need to wait for a moment to strike.
I pursue the deer from a distance, slinking through the undergrowth. I'm careful not to snap at twigs underfoot or rustle any leaves I don't want to alert it to my presence. Being stealthy is a must for any hunter. You can go charging in without a plan, weapon drawn. I can't outspeed my quarry, so I need to outsmart it. I kill my breathing and inch closer to my foe. Its head is bowed, and it's nibbling some grass at the base of a tree, its flank completely unguarded. This deer doesn't stand a chance. I rise on my haunches, ready to strike, but in my haste I miscalculate. A twig snaps beneath my right heel and the deer starts. Fuck. It pulls its head up, eyes wide, ears slanted against its skull. It searches the clearing for a few minutes, its eyes dark and untrusting until it finds me.
Oh, crap!
Now it's seen me. The deer turns to flee. It bounds off among the trees while I try to follow.
Wait! Come back! I'm really hungry! I wanna eat you! Bambi!
My entreaties, as might be expected, fall on deaf ears. The deer doesn't seem at all interested in hanging around, so I can slaughter it. This is pretty unfortunate. I don't think I've ever had deer meat. Anyway, from my perspective, but it's also entirely understandable. I wouldn't sit around like a hunk of driftwood if a hungry predator was bearing down upon me either. I can't fault the deer for fleeing. This is my own stupid fault. I can't believe I made such a rookie mistake. I must be out of practice. I try to chase after the deer regardless, hoping against hope I might be able to catch it, but it seems doubtful. It's already so far away.
Cut it out! Come back here! I'm your friend! I want to eat all of you! I promise! I only want to nibble you! It's not like you need all that meat anyway!
My ponytail streams behind me as I run, and my feet slap against the uneven ground. I'm out of breath already. That would be me right now because my ankle is messed up. So I don't run. Technically I did go today, but yeah. Turned out that ankle is still messed up after 2 weeks break, so that sucks. I guess I will have to actually visit the doctor. Anyway. Gee, I'm panting like a decrepit mountain goat. I don't know how a decrepit mountain goat sounds like when it comes to panting. I really have lost my touch. So much for being a great hunter, my pride in shreds. I scoured a few trees, pursuing the deer's tracks. I can't see it anymore, but its hoof marks have left a trail behind I can follow. I slow to a jog, looking this way and that way. My hair slaps against my cheek as I examine my surroundings. I've not been this far into the woods before. The trees seem taller here, and somehow wiser. What is that supposed to mean? It's a warm day, but it's chilly beneath this thick canopy of leaves. My skin prickles, and I shiver. I'm starting to feel some degree of trepidation, but I don't turn back. There might still be a chance I can find the deer. I continue to follow its hoof marks. They lead me through the forest beyond the tall trees and into a peculiar clearing.
I wonder what this place is.
Bananas. I glance about my surroundings, my brow furrowed. This clearing is rather spacious, and it's densely packed with banana trees. Ripened bananas hang from the boughs of these trees, curved like the crescent moon. Their sweet, fruity aroma lingers on the air, potent enough to make my mouth water. You know what? I know it seems tempting, but I would not take it. What if it's some altar of our villages? I would not risk. Or let's gamble. I'm pretty hungry, especially given I've had no breakfast. It's almost like these bananas are calling out to me.
I didn't know there was such a treasure trove of food so close to the village. I wonder if Arya or her villagers know about this. Surely they must. This place wasn't exactly hard to find.
I ponder, one hand beneath my chin. Now that I think about it, it's very strange. This clearing looks so untrammeled. The grass which sways about my ankles is long and untamed, and I can't see any footsteps in the dirt. This place looks almost untouched, as though it's been sealed away from the outside world. The air smells sweet, but something stagnant underpins it. There's something ominous about all of this. And the strange wooden shrine, set up beneath the shade of the banana trees, only adds to my trepidation. I would not take anything from there, to be honest. I would go back and ask. Well, I call it shrine, but it's more of a platform, really. Upon the raised platform, numerous bananas rest like sacrifices to an unknown god. Could this clearing have religious significance that would explain why the trees remain untouched, despite their plentiful bounty. Some kind of deity must be enshrined here. That'd be why the people of the village keep their distance.
Maybe I should go.
I feel like turning around, but something about this clearing pins me in place. I can pivot my feet. I can even turn my head. I'm utterly transfixed by the fruit-laden trees. It's been long since I last had a banana. And they do look awfully fresh. They're ripe for the picking. There's no way I can leave now.
Yes, there is a way.
All of a sudden, I feel so hungry I could cry. I'm afraid if I can't sample these bananas, I'll go mad.
It should be fine, right?
I glanced about the clearing anxiously, as for waiting disapproval, but I received no response. My question is met with nothing, save the gentle sigh of the breeze, which stirs the leaves and the bananas nestling among them. Gosh, they smell so good. I can't keep resisting.
I'm only going to eat one, maybe two or three. His decision is purely strategic. I'm a hunter and I need energy. Without it, I won't be able to do my job. I'll be too tired to keep going and I'll have to return to Ari's village empty-handed. I don't want to disappoint Ari. That's why I need to eat those bananas. Calm down now.
Give me a choice.
I don't have any other choice. Yes, you do.
I take one step forwards, then another, then tall grass sways about my feet while the breeze tugs at my dark ponytail. I hope someone will stop her. My stomach rolls all the while and my mouth fills with saliva. Okay, there was no kiss scene, so this doesn't count for now. But if I mention during the kissing a saliva, it's another game on the list. Anyway. Ooh. I swallow it down like a dog. Then wipe my mouth with the back of my arm. I'm so excited I'm actually shaking in anticipation. My heart's pounding just like maiden's love. I've never felt like this about bananas before, of all things. I'm pretty fond of bananas, I guess. Why are we talking about that? But they're not even in my top 10 favorite foods. They're kind of plain and ordinary, nothing special. They're good, kind of. These bananas, however, are very special indeed. They must be, or I wouldn't be drooling so much. My legs feel very weak. Why am I shaking so much? I reach out to the banana tree breathless. I mean, maybe from the tree it would be okay. From the altar, I would not take anything. Ah! Then my skull pulsates. Pain fills my body, from the crown of my head to the tips of my toes. It's dull crushing pain, like I've been hit with something heavy. I recoil back, holding one hand on my temple. I try to staunch the pain, as one might an open wound, but it doesn't work. The pain continues regardless of my actions. It builds and builds and builds until I can hardly stand. The clearing blares, then skewers before my eyes. Then, I pitch to one side, sapped of all strength. My head hits the ground with a tooth, and a brand new burst of pain shoots through me. The rich, glowing scent of bananas infiltrates my nostrils, while the breeze continues to tease my hair, my skin. The leaves of the numerous banana trees rustle around me, as though in harmony. Then the world goes black. And then I wake up and there is a banana queen. Which doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
What?
I wince when I finally come to, one hand pressed to my head. That's not what I meant to do. I feel so out of sorts, it takes me a while to realize I'm lying on my side. The grass shifts in the breeze, brushing against my bare legs and arms. My head is pounding, and a strange fruity scent lingers in the air.
What happened to me? Oh my, it sounds like we had quite an unpleasant experience. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo.
A woman's laugh startles me out of my reverie. I get my feet, for my legs are so wobbly I feel like I might collapse, and take several startled steps back. My heart's pounding fit to burst, and I've never felt more vulnerable. Where's my spear? I was dropped it when I passed out. I glance around the clearing, searching for it desperately. I need some way to protect myself when...
Could this be what you are looking for by any chance? Oh!
I swallowed and meet the gaze of my mysterious assailant. Now that I'm taking a good look at her, I can see she's not so mysterious after all. This no stranger come to go to me during my moment of weakness. At least I hope she hasn't. It's Imala. Upon her face she wears a small smile, and in her hands she holds my spear. I suppose I should be pleased to see her, but I can't quite relax. I still feel on guard after everything that happened. She looks way too smiley, suspiciously so, given she must have encountered me passed out on the ground. Why doesn't she show a bit more concern? It doesn't seem appropriate that she should be smiling. But now that I think about it, Imala is always smiling. This is nothing out of the ordinary for her.
Where'd you get that?
I look to my spear, clutching Imala's pale hands. I can hear the suspicion in my voice, but Imala only smiles. She doesn't look at all abashed.
I picked it off the ground. You must have dropped it when you swooned. I have no need for your spear myself, being a pacifist, so you might as well take it. Here you go, dear.
Imala hands my spear back to me. Our fingers brush as I accept it, and a strange jolt courses through my body.
Thank you.
I feel slightly more like myself now. I've got my spear back in my possession, but my unease lingers. Do I feel uneasy about this clearing, or about being alone with Imala? I can't tell. It might be a combination of both.
It is no problem, dear. Do try to take a better care of your weapon next time. It does not do to wander about the woods unarmed, particularly when so many strange creatures lurk it. I would not want you to get hurt. Had I not happened to stumble across you, you may have been in grave danger. Yeah, thanks for the warning.
I frown.
What's with this clearing anyway? It doesn't feel like the rest of the forest. The atmosphere is all wrong. It's starting to unnerve me. What is with this clearing indeed? That is quite a pertinent question. Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Imala giggles, one hand pressed against her mouth.
Mundane though you may be, you seem to be able to perceive, though faintly, the presence of the mana. Not all people can be so fortunate. I don't know if I'm all that fortunate.
I might be able to sense magical energy, but that isn't doing me a fat load of good. All I had to show for my sensitivity is a pounding headache. Wait, maybe it's the same with the princess. It's strange, now I stop to think about it. I've never been able to sense mana before, no matter how densely concentrated, but I've changed since I took part in Maia's ritual. She poured a lot of magical energy into me, all for the sake of locating Koko. Some of Maia's magic must linger inside of me, for it's been a few weeks. Is that why I feel so out of sorts? It might explain my pounding headache.
So, are you saying that this clearing...
I glance about the banana trees, my brow furrowed.
...is full of magical energy? Yes, indeed. The whole forest is, but the air here is particularly dense with this stuff. There is so much mana in this clearing, even those impervious to magic will start to suffer from headaches if they spend too long here.
Oh, so it might... Oh, so maybe our Princess Ari went out of the village, have been in this clearing for a very long time for some reason. That's why she got headaches, and that's why they don't allow her to go out of the village anymore, or something like that. I don't know, man. This is my theory, kind of, right now.
Those sensitive to mana, meanwhile, will have a significantly worse time. The mana may render them unconscious, and in some cases they may never wake up.
Wait, what about you then?
No way! That sounds incredibly dangerous! It can be, if you do not know what you are getting yourself into. That's really freaky!
I shudder.
So, what's the altar doing here? Is it set up for some kind of ceremony? You could say that, yeah.
Imala smiled genially. As for we aren't having a conversation about the potentially lethal effects of mana overconsumption.
That is a shrine dedicated to the guardian spirit of this forest. It is through her blessings that the trees continue to bear fruits, the rivers run with fish.
But the thing is, they don't. Right? That's why the village doesn't have food.
As a high priestess, it is my job to maintain the shrine. I leave offerings to her twice daily and praise her exalted name. Oh, I see.
But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. I guess it explains what Imala's doing here and how she happened upon me. That was a stroke of good luck. What would have happened to me if she hadn't stopped by a shrine? Would I have been left on the ground, passed out for days and days upon end? I know that Maia would have been so worried about me. Now, that's green thought. Really? You don't find this suspicious at all? Am I the only one? He must cleared up most of my questions, but there is another point I'm curious about.
Wait, how are you able to withstand it here? If the mana in the air is so dense, you're a priestess, so you must have more susceptible to it than I am.
Another prescient question. For a warrior, you are awfully astute. Imala giggles.
Fortunately for me, my role as a priestess renders me immune from the dense mana that protects the clearing. I could stand here for hours, and days even, and I would not feel the slightest pinprick of discomfort. For I would of course begin to suffer from other ill effects, like thirst or hunger. I may possess a good deal of magical energy, but I am still an ordinary woman. At the end of the day, I have been favored by the spirits, yes, but I am nothing so very extraordinary. And speaking of hunger, Imala approaches one of the banana trees, she reaches out with one slender arm, and then twists a banana off the tree. Smiling, she turns to me and tosses it in my direction. Here, eat this. It will help you get your strength back.
I catch the banana before it can hit the ground. Then again, I mean, if it would hit the ground, not a problem, right? It's a banana. Then turn it over in my hands. The banana looks appetizing now, but I don't feel hungry anymore. My head's still hurting for not as much as it was before, and my body feels sluggish.
I think I'll pass. I'm kinda not in the mood. No.
Imala toots.
That is no good, Yaya. You must eat. That is the only way you will recover.
I don't know.
I wrinkle my nose.
Eating the fruit grown in this clearing doesn't seem like a great idea. What if it's cursed? I don't want to get ill.
It won't. My blessings are able to purify it. It is perfectly safe.
Yeah, well...
Run.
I'm glad, but...
I glance at the wooden altar, upon which a bunch of offertory bananas are strewn.
Yeah, eating in front of this altar doesn't feel quite right. What if the guardian of the forest takes offense? I don't want to get cursed for my gluttony.
It is fine, dear Yaya. It is through the guardian's blessing that the bananas can grow here in such abundance.
Is it now?
I think she would be more offended if you did not partake in her bounty.
I have my very big doubts about all of that.
Okay then.
I guess I don't have much choice. I peel the banana and examine it. It smells like any banana should, and it looks delicious. Its flesh is soft yellow, white, and smooth, perfectly formed.
Here goes nothing, I guess.
I will just have a drink of water in the meantime. I pray to the forest guardian, and then bite into the banana. The moment I do, my eyes light up. I had more than a few reservations, but this banana's blown them all away. It's like nothing I've ever tasted before. It's...
So, what do you think? Is it good?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. As a priestess, taking care of these sacred banana trees is another one of my duties. Woohoo! What you are tasting is nothing less than the fruits of my labor. I'm glad my efforts paid off. Woohoo!
Imala giggles, one hand pressed against her cheek.
Perhaps I should pick some fruits for my princess. Though this clinic is primarily full of banana trees, it grows various berries too. It has been a while since I sampled them. It seems wrong to fast upon fruits when there is a shortage of food in our village. But it cannot hurt to splurge every once in a while. What do you think? Would you like to try more of my fruits? I don't even need to think twice about that. This banana is so good I can't bring myself to object.
That sounds like a good idea to me. I want to see what the rest of the stuff we've grown tastes like.
Good.
The cable that is too short, by the way, which basically caused it to jump out when I touched it a little too roughly, I guess. Now, where in the world is that thing? Okay. Oh, fuck, it's so uncomfortable. Got it. Honestly, this cable is too short, unfortunately. Now I need to get the screen. Okay. I hope it's the same. Anyway.
Good, I'm so very pleased to hear that. You're a woman after my own... here, my dear Yaya.
After my own heart, probably, right? I would assume.
For perhaps it would be better if you could use your rustic charms upon my dear princess instead. She's very fond of you, and I'm very fond of her. As such, there's nothing I desire more than seeing her happy. If spending time with you make her smile, then I shall do all in my power to aid her. Keeping my princess happy is another one of my princess's duties, and is the one I take the most seriously.
Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
How should I react to that? I don't know, but, you know, we will continue with this lovely game tomorrow. I will actually record one more tonight for. Anyway, that was, well, unsuccessful hunt for a Bambi, but we got some fruit at least. I wonder if that fruit will be given out to all the people in the village, or is it just for, I guess, our small group, or what? Still, I find this clearing kind of suspicious. That goat is kinda useless, to be fair, given that, you know, it's not going well for the village with all the food, right? So, yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Consider, you know, subscribing if you're not yet, liking, commenting. That would be very appreciated. You can tell me what you think of the game and so on. If you want to go the extra step, you can also go to my socials, so Twitter, Instagram, and perhaps Twitch, where we are streaming. For lately I have not been streaming, but we will be streaming. I mean, you are getting the votes of Genshin Impact, which I'm streaming still on YouTube as well. But yeah, your presence on Twitch would be also welcome. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.